Good morning. Another Monday morning rolls around and we are somehow still making progress. We just come back from another late night last night from the Midlands doing some gigs. And I think that's actually almost the last trip now. Next weekend Kelly's gigging down here, I haven't got any. And the weekend after is my brother's wedding, so we're all going back for my brother's wedding. We're going to leave the car in Warwickshire and then take a train back with the kids, and then that's it, 10 weeks, no car. It still feels unbelievable, like, that we're actually going to try and do this and go away, even though it's only this 10-week, you know, test, sabbatical, whatever you want to think of it as.
We're going to France, and currently, how many French words do you know? What do you know?
Rouge, apple, s'il vous plaît.
Okay, so we'll be okay if we want any red apples. So we just downloaded an app called Duolingo. You've got from now until the 23rd of August to get fluent in French. Otherwise, how are we going to communicate?
Okay, ready?
And we can make friends.
Come on, go. Go and learn French, go.
But the apples are in the car.
I know, I haven't even downloaded the app yet. It's all doomed to fail from the start. Oh, well, you can see in this light, but I messed around earlier. Well, what an easy way to access the dinghy when we're just like island hopping. You know, pull it up, get out of the water, make sure it doesn't get a load of growth over the bottom of it. And then just quickly lower it down, go play with the kids, you know. And then for longer passages, I'm accepting it's going to have to go on the 4-day, that's fine. So yeah, just having a bit of a think, a little head scratch before bed. Just looking at the dinghy again on the back of the boat. It doesn't look that absurd, it is a big dinghy, but Esperance is also a big boat. As always, Kelly's got a really strong opinion and she really has got lots of design ideas.
What do you mean? The thing is, you an hour and I just say, yeah or no. And I've learned that that doesn't have to be my true opinion, but I have to make a decision on your behalf because otherwise you will not make a decision.
Okay.
But I think that is a good decision.
Alright, we're just going to do it like that. We're going to have some like pole davits that just come out underneath the seats and go across to that here. And then that'll hang, at the moment it's just hang on a halyard. So Mark, I'm with two of the guys from Osbourne Sheet Metal, have just arrived with the solar arch. It's normally 2 of them bring it, this time it's 3, because it's significantly bigger. And this is hopefully the final fit. He just said he wanted just to adjust the angle of the feet very slightly. And then it's going to go off, get polished, and then it should be done. But what I'm doing right now is joining some bead. This is the same stuff the tow rail's made out of, in bead form. Here, you can see I've just put these little bits on. John gave me some clues and tips and hints. Super glue, the bit of activator. He said, put the super glue on, push it tight, and have someone else spray the activator on top and it'll seep in. And this super glue goes off incredibly, it's so strong, and that's absolutely just part of the boat now. So what I'm going to do in a minute is run my multi-tool over that and get it flush, and then sand it down. The reason being is I've cut these holes a little bit wide. The exaggeration would be that the foot, you know, only goes across like that, and there's a bit sticking out. As it is, it's only like a tiny, tiny lip. So I'm just basically filling in the holes, just because I'm enjoying my details. Also, it's one less place where moisture can get trapped. So I've just sanded it back, but you've got to remember it's not timber, so it's plastic. So therefore, I'm running the hoover over it constantly. I'm working as hard as I can to reduce any possible water course contamination. Put these bolts in, screw these down, and then just top up right to the top with epoxy resin so no moisture can ever get in. That's the idea. Again, it's threading, which is lots of little tiny jobs got to get done. This lovely window of time I've got without kids and Kel, just been eaten up. I've gone and spent the last 40 minutes or so over at Mark's doing some final decisions about how the solar panels are going to slide out, but he's got a plan I'm really happy with. It's extrapolation of my plan, but he's made a couple of adjustments which are going to make it stronger and better and easier to use, so that's fantastic, so that's really good. I've come to the conclusion that sometimes it's important not to use the most efficient method or the most cost-effective, but the most fun. Tilly is wearing my 13th birthday present. For my 13th birthday, I've got a climbing harness, a rope, and a raw plug in a wall on top of my parents' house, and spent a few summers climbing up and down. And Tilly's wearing the same harness now. It seems pretty strong, I have checked it. And we've got a problem to solve, haven't we, Tilly? What's the problem?
So Daddy needs the anchor untied.
The anchor was just stowed out the way down there whilst we were painting, and Tilly's going to tie the knot, and then we can use the anchor winch to pull it back up.
We then had another problem. The anchor was catching on the bobstay. A problem that we will need to solve at some point, but for now we have a broom and some leaning.
So my target was to leave our marina by about 10:30, 11 and leave Itchen Marina by 11:30, 12. It's 11:30, we just left. Not too bad for us.
Here we are at the fuel berth. We don't as yet have a filler cap on deck, so we had to take the hose directly into the tank. It wasn't actually as bad as I thought it would be.
Smell that, guys. Fossil fuels. 250 litres so far. It was pretty empty, this tank. I looked in yesterday and I could see the bottom. No, we're only filling up one of the tanks as well. So we met a chap yesterday, literally just left for Malta or Morocco? Morocco. They hoped he had to roll through one leg. But he just covered his deck in jerry can diesel tanks. And we reckoned all those diesel cans on his deck and his fuel tank full was still less than one of our tanks. Yeah, one of the things about Esperance's wicked is she's set up for, she's a proper ocean going vessel. It's so nice just to sit and be. It is gorgeous today. Kids are happy inside. Kale's doing jobs. And I've not touched that wheel for about 15 minutes now. And we're going straight down Southampton water, no trouble. This boat is just amazing. She just tracks, like it's really calm, right? So all we got is a little bit tide against us. And she's just, like Esperance is amazing. Just cuts through any wash. One day we'll get the autopilot installed, it'll be even easier. But she tracks so well. And this is just amazing. Really good. So I'm just relaxing my shoulder, taking it easy. And looking forward to playing pirates with the kids in a couple of hours time when we get to Osbourne Bay. Remember that time I spent 2 weeks inside a water tank sanding? Yeah, I do. Anyway, payback time now.
Swimming!
Look at that, beautiful. About half an hour before slack water, so we've got a good hour and a half now of beautiful, flat, calm, Mediterranean style boat life.
Go,
Let's go. All in all, we're a bit sore, sunburnt, and muscle sore from our swim.
Yeah, let myself down. I pride myself on putting on sun cream and I've absolutely burnt my chest and my back. But anyway, that was a rocky, rolly night's sleep.
It's all the shipping coming out of the Solent. So Osbourne Bay, it's not been peaceful at all actually the entire time we've been here. It's just been constant boat being swinging around. Right, let's get going.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to try and fill a soda stream bottle on a rocky boat? It's a disaster.
Hayling Yacht Company. We're just outside the Mill Rise, which is the name for the sort of the stream, the river that runs up to it. It's 2 hours before high water, so it's going to be at least another hour before we get in. So we're just going to get some lines out and hang on a buoy for an hour and tidy up. I'm feeling quite nervous. Like the lift, a little bit nervous. It's also just like seeing everyone again and like feeling like we got this, like we've been sucked back in, right? We escaped the yard of broken dreams, and right now we're going back in. And like, what if something happens and we can't get out again, and we're stuck there forever? And it's just like this is actually it. We thought we'd escape, but we never actually escaped. Feeling quite anxious because we were there for a long time. Made a lot of friends, met a lot of people, but like we were ready to move on, weren't we? But it's Thursday now. On Monday we should be going back in the water again and hopefully get these problems sorted out. So you see those white boys over there, Kel? We'll go and pick up one of those. What's time now, Kel?
11:05.
Now, high water at the top of Hayling Yacht Company there is a little bit after the bar, apparently. But that's fine, we should be able to get in and we'll do what we did 2 years ago, almost. Can't believe it's been that long. I just want to go sailing. It's been 2 years. Yeah, where we just touch. If we do touch, doesn't matter, does it? Because we're going on a rising tide. Go. It's nice and tense here. As Kelly just said, it's not the same. We're not repeating. This is a do-over. So this time, we get to nail it, and we are nailing it. We timed it perfectly, everything's ready. Bow thruster works this time, and everything. Darcy did just ask if she could drive, and I feel like for this 0.6 of a nautical mile, it's probably the wrong time for her to have her first go. All that prep work, don't know how well you can see this, in my kayak, pays off, because I'm literally just going from marker to marker. And I know I kayaked it when the river was more than 2 meters lower than it is now. Does that make sense? So I know Esperance will get in. Forward planning, we don't always nail that, but in this instance, I have a useful bit of information. Hopefully it shouldn't go any lower than that.
It was like a homecoming. All the gang were there: Bob, Steve, Darren, Billy, a new kid, and of course our beloved Andy. They have new uniforms and a new pontoon since we were last here. But Darren is as skillful as ever.